Look at my heart, it's out of the dark. You know it's true, you know it's true. I've known from the start, your state of the art. From your vintage shoes to your cool tattoos. But you're still yearning for something. You're still burning and wanting. Out of the fray and into the day of eternity. Only you and me. We both walked away from nothing to say. Where all hope's been used, nobody sees the truth. Of course we're yearning for something. Yeah, we're still burning and wanting. When this battle is over, and we're not very much older, but jaded indeed. We've got skeleton keys. When the darkness is over, and your heart's getting closer, closer to me.
Good morning. Well, it's actually good afternoon now. Out on a lovely day on the cusp of late winter and early spring. It's spring-like at the moment, but tonight it's going to be very cold. It's a northeasterly breeze, not much of a breeze thankfully. I'll come to that in a minute. But yeah, the direction is from northeasterly, so the nights are still very cold. And the reason that's of significance to me is that you might be able to see from my massive pack that I'm on a little cheeky wild camp. So I packed. It's called Brownsham near Clovelly. We've just got to head down to the coast path, which is about 3/4 of a mile from the car park, and then we're going to walk for 6 miles along the coast path. And I've got a little spot in mind. Might be familiar to some people who watch my videos, but I'm going to hopefully wild camp there. But it is expected to get down to freezing tonight, so I've packed this bag and it's heavier than when I did the actual coastal path, because I've got an extra sleeping bag in, a little one season bag as a liner. I'm bringing a chair so I can sit down if the ground's a bit cold and damp. And I've got a couple of extra jumpers stroke layers as well. Not enough food for probably a week's walking, even though I'm only here for one night. So yeah, the pack's heavy, so I'm just going to take it easy, do a bit of filming, enjoy what should be a lovely day, and see where we get to. So it's only about 6 miles this afternoon. It's dark before 6 still at the moment, so I haven't got a massive amount of time, but enough time to get set up etc. later. But it's a lovely day, and I'll just show you a little bit of the woods that I'm in.
Will you start to believe? Will you start to believe that it's real? Try to get by, you're already free. Yeah, you're just like me. We're making our way through through heartache and pain to serenity, or surrendering indeed. But you're still yearning for something. Yeah, you're still burning and wanting. When this battle is over, and we're not very much older, but jaded indeed, you've got skeleton keys. When the darkness is over.
So that's what we've been looking for. The old acorn, and of course the ocean. Just where the ocean meets the land there is Lundy Island, and over there is Mort Point. So we're at the end of Bideford Bay here. We've got about 4 or 5 miles remaining of it, and then you hit Heartland Point with the lighthouse and the big radar centre. And then I'm going to walk for a mile or two beyond there to a little wild camping spot right on the coast. I hope the sound is okay on the GoPro today. I mentioned last time that the media mod, which has the built-in microphone, has been a bit glitchy. So I've had a conversation with GoPro and they wanted me to send that back and they're going to replace it. But it means I haven't got it at the moment, so I've just put on what's called a wind blocker, which goes over the whole GoPro and blocks the microphones. So it stops the wind noise, but it also stops the clarity, or reduces the clarity of the sound in general. So I've no idea what it's like. It's the first time I've ever used it. Hopefully it'll sound okay, and we won't be getting the noise of the wind coming through, which is always a bit of a pain. But yeah, it looks absolutely glorious here. I'm looking forward to the walk, and I'm looking forward to the camp. So but here is a steep descent followed by a steep climb, because we're on the coast path, and that's what it does. Okie doke, I'll speak to you soon. So going up there.
And your heart's getting closer, closer to me. Will you start to believe? Will you start to believe that it's real? Ooh, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
That is Black Church Rock and Mouth Mill, favourite place of Gabby and I. I'm right on the cliff edge here, so need to be careful. Fabulous though. The ubiquitous yellow gorse seems to flower most of the year. Beautiful against the blue sky. So this Winbury Point is also the site of an ancient hill fort. Half of it has fallen into the sea now, so probably a good job they moved out. It's one of the higher points on this section of the coast path. Still climbing. I'm not sure what the height is, but the views along the coast are great.
When this battle is over, and we're not very much older, but jaded indeed. We've got skeleton keys. When the darkness is over, and your heart's getting closer, closer to me. Will you start to believe? Will you start to believe that it's real?
Lots of birds out on this section of the walk, because this is mainly agricultural land, and whilst there's a few seabirds out that way over the cliffs, can't quite get close enough to any of them to identify them. But I was out last Sunday on a walk on the Tor estuary from home, and I took my DSLR and telephoto lens and tried to capture some birds, and on the estuary managed to catch a number of waders. I'll show you some photographs now. There was oyster catchers, they were quite abundant, and red shanks, both quite colourful for waders. And then saw the curlew and lapwing and an egret as well, which was a bit more inland and not right on the estuary shore. But yeah, two of those birds, I think it's the lapwing and the curlew, are red listed by the Bird Society because they're endangered and need our help. But yeah, it was nice to see. And then when you on this particular part of the walk, it's an old railway line, it's the Tarka Trail, and in a section that's a railway cutting, it's got embankments either side that they've allowed to grow over, and you see more traditional sort of garden birds there. I caught images of blue tit and long-tailed tit. Long-tailed tit's particularly attractive, with a bit of rouge, bit of blush in its colours. Didn't get great shots of that. The wren showed its face. They're very hard to spot in like brambles and hedgerows, etc. A chaffinch, got a nice shot of a chaffinch, and the ubiquitous robin, which is the bird I could get closer to than any other, and it's still probably the most attractive bird to photograph. Got lots of good images of that. So yeah, I'm turning into a bit of an ornithologist since I moved down to this part of the world. Saw lots of other birds as well, including cormorants and ducks. But yeah, they were just a selection of the ones that I managed to capture. It's not easy photographing birds because, one, they're so small and well disguised, 2 you just don't have the equipment for it. You need monster lenses which cost tens of thousands of pounds. But in my own little way I enjoyed a little bit of bird spotting. Forgot my cap today, which is really annoying. I didn't forget it, it was in the car with my jacket and the camera, and I got those two out of the car and left the cap on the seat, so I'll have to get the sunnies out at this rate. Okie doke, speak to you soon. We've just had one of the driest Februaries for about 30 years, and as a consequence of that the paths are lovely and firm and grassy, so Mother Nature doing us a favour. That's Lundy Island, and that's Heartland Point with the golf ball radar station. I don't know if you can see that. Just beyond that is the lighthouse, which I'll show you in due course.
Out and to roam, there is no perception of a home. For when it's all been said and done, I know how to act when nothing's what it seems. For a while, all I see is perfect shadows all around.
This commemorates a place on the coast where a liberator, United States Air Force B-24, crashed into the cliff, killing all on board. Sacrifices made by the young men of the time, totally unappreciated by current generations, I think. Possibly can't see that, but little lambs are out. Must be the first batch of this spring. Hello. Hello. So that's the golf ball. It's a radar station. Keep an eye on Vladimir Putin. They can probably tell you what television program he's watching at the moment. Called snack food. It's cold. Gonna have a hot drink when I get my tent up. That's the lighthouse at Hartland Point. Trinity House it's called. It's a glorious afternoon now. It's about 3:30 I think. I've only got about half an hour to my selected spot. So the timing's all going according to plan. But whoa, I sat down to have a bite to eat 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, and it was bitterly cold, so we'll have to see. Hopefully I'll be in I can find a leeward side of a cliff or a hill or something, and get out of the wind, because it's the wind that's biting. It's not a very windy day, but it's breezy and there's a real chill on that breeze because it's coming from Scandinavia, I think. But I'll get moving and I'll find my spot and speak to you anon. Bye for now. The coastline here, the site of another maritime tragedy. This was a hospital ship, the Glenart Castle. It was sunk by the Germans in the First World War. All dead.
And no, there's no room for one-track minds anymore. So much for me to do, so many things to prove. Don't feel like waiting anymore. The night is closing in, I'm bleeding through my skin.
So this place may look familiar because it's the spot where Gabby and I attempted and failed to wild camp in November, back end of last year, and it was a very different day to this. It was very windy and a bit rainy, but we got the tent up. It was difficult, and then snap, the wind was too much for it. It's a lot different today. Won't have any problem with the wind. Problem today is the cold. The wind is coming from the north, that away, and it's got a chill in it, but what a spot. I don't know whether I can get down there. Probably can. There's a stream coming down here, so I've got access to water. There's a big lump of the cliff there though that's moved since we were last here. Because we hid down here just to get out of the wind whilst we waited to see if it recovered. No, it's not. It's still where it is, but it has moved out of there at some point. So yeah, I need to go down there and get some water at some point. I might do that now, to be honest. Okay, so all going to plan this time.
But I won't run away this time for sure.
Scramble down there. This is the beach. Nice and gently calm. Normally it's mental here. The prevailing winds usually are flying up here, smashing the waves on the rocks, but it's coming over the hills, so it's all protected. Beautiful though. Just trying to get some water.
There's a lonely road to travel on. It's a heavy loss to be alone. Now I finally think I found someone to guide me through the storm.
Whoa, that was hard. I'm going to have some pasta bolognese, see how this works.
I wanna build a home, stone by stone. Watch the flowers grow. I wanna build a home with you. I know I'm staying forever, staying forever. No more lonely roads to travel on. Don't have to face the thought of being alone. Now I finally found that one. I'm safe when I am in your arms.
Well, the verdict on this is not great. It's like a £6 pot noodle, including crunchy bits. But beggars can't be choosers. It's energy, that's the main thing. Okay, got my evening attire on now. I've got some hot food inside me. It's time to get the tent up because it's 5:10. Got about 40 minutes of light. And then we're getting inside the tent, hopefully, to keep warm. do some Sudoku, listen to some tunes, just relax.
I wanna build a home, stone by stone, watch the flowers grow. I wanna build a home with you. I know I'm staying forever, staying forever. Watch the flowers grow. I wanna build a home with you. I know I'm staying.
So that's the Telemark 2, supposedly a 2-man tent. It's comfortable for 1, it'd be very tight for 2 with all your stuff, but it's pretty streamlined. I should get redemption tonight on this spot because there's not a lot of wind, and I mean, there's always a bit of wind here on the coast, but it's well nailed down. That just need to get all my crap in there now and get ready for a nice sunset. So this is what she looks like on the inside. Little Telemark 2. Decent amount of space. This is extendable or retractable. I'll probably have it mostly out. There's one little pocket in there. There's a hole over there that I did on the coast path and repaired it. And the big issue about this is this silicone coated nylon. It doesn't deal with condensation very well. It's waterproof, but condensation just seems to get in the fabric and it soaks into it. So you have to be aware of that, because if it drops down on there onto your inner tent, there's not much room over there to keep it off your sleeping bag or your feet. But all in all, its main quality is it's lightweight. It's less than a kilo. It dries quickly. It packs small, so it's a real backpacking tent. Tonight I brought 2 sleeping bags. I've brought a little old summer bag from Cotswolds, and I've also got this secret weapon. Yeah baby, it's a hot water bottle. It's only a tiny little thing, but if I get some boiled water into that and get it in the sleeping bag, I should be fine. So I'm sure I'll be okay. Got thermals there. I've got a mat that has some climate mat that is insulated. Don't know, I don't think it's the rating is very high, but it is insulated. There's no frost in the ground tonight, so might be in the morning. But so I've done everything to make sure that I'm not cold tonight. It still will be cold, I'm sure, but anyway, I'll get this loaded up now, so speak to you soon.
Guide me through the storm.
sun's gone. I'm pretty much set to get in the tent now and have a cup of coffee, some sweets maybe, and listen to a bit of music. Probably going to get cold quite quickly now, but apart from getting messages to home, I've received a message from Gabby because I've just climbed up a hill to try and get some reception, and I got a couple of bars, but the messages I've sent don't seem to be getting through, so it bugs me when that happens, especially as she'll see that I've got hers and I've not replied. So yeah, technology, pain in the backside. But other than that, everything's gone swimmingly today. It's a lovely evening. It's going to be cold in bed, but I expected that. Just watching a flock of seagulls. If I had a photograph of you. So yeah, lovely evening. It wasn't a spectacular sunset because there wasn't a single cloud to bounce off, but not complaining too much. So I will report probably just before I go to sleep, so let you know how cold I am. Speak to you soon. Bye for now. Not having much luck getting my stove going here, but the sunset's really come alive. One of the canisters has gone empty halfway through boiling the kettle. There's a couple of planets or a couple of stars there right in line with one another. Forget what they are now, but I think it's something like Jupiter and Venus or something, I don't know. Ooh, it's getting chilly now. I'm all ready to climb into the tent, get my shoes off and climb in, but I just want to do this brew first, so ready to rock and roll. Right, well, I'm pretty much ready for bed, and it's 7 o'clock. Pitch black, lots of stars appearing now. Tried to do a star lapse, but a night lapse, but don't think it works. I think I was too early with it, pointing in the wrong direction, but you live and learn. Whether you'll see that or not, I don't know. Yeah, I've got my thermals on. I'm not in my sleeping bag. I've not opened up the reserve sleeping bag because it doesn't feel too bad, to be honest. I've got to get out yet anyway to clean my teeth and nip to the loo, but I'm pretty much settled in now and listening to some music. I've got some Sudoku, but it's in my rucksack, which is out there, and I don't know whether I can be bothered getting it. And also I've no reception, so I can't check the news or anything like that. So more importantly, I can't get a message to Gabby, so that's a bit frustrating, but I think I'll be warm enough tonight, to be honest. The wind's died down. It might get a bit chilly, but at the moment I've not got a problem. So yeah, got everything on charge, got the phone on charge, and got the camera batteries back on charge. So I'm just gonna sort of relax for as long as I can and go to the loo as late as I can. Camping's not good for a man of my age, but you don't need to know about that. Okie doke. So I think that'll probably be it for today. It's been a great day, beautiful weather, lovely bit of coast walking, cracking camp. Oh, that's what I meant to tell you. I had a bit of a scary moment not so long ago. I was sitting outside just having a coffee, and I heard a dog bark, and then it came running down the hill here, and because I had my headlight on, all I could see were these two eyes, and then I heard a Jack, stop, and it got to about 20 yards and then stopped, and I just stood up and sort of didn't know what to do really. But and then it started barking again, and then there was more Jack, and this runner was coming down the hill, and he managed to get hold of it, so I thought it was a wolf. So that's all I've got to report. Speak to you soon.